right, let's get into chapter 3. It is spooky season. It's time for spooky games.
Well, here we are, Hawkins Mansion. The place has been abandoned since the fire. There's only old Winchester in his hut.
I mean, you know, fires. People don't normally live in the house after that. That's how it goes.
I see no scorched trees or fire damage on the building.
You're pretty damn observant, ain't you? The fire was quickly contained. Old Silas acted as soon as he could.
Not soon enough to save the Hawkins.
They were trapped in the drawing room. And don't go troubling Silas anymore. His guilt torments him enough as it is. Are we gonna take a closer look at this mansion, or do you have other questions?
Your partner, Andrews, warned me against him.
You managed to get something out of that bum? I'll end up asking you for advice.
He talks too much. He inferred that old Silas was slightly unhinged.
That's not far off the mark, I suppose. But kinda unfair at the same time. You know, Silas Winchester has been working for the Hawkins family as far back as I can remember. Charles was like a son to him. The day of the fire, he lost his whole family. So he's got nowhere to go. And, as you'll see, in a way, he's still watching over them. Is there anything else you want to ask me? Or do you want to go up there?
I prefer to be prepared if there's going to be trouble.
It's a wise attitude. But apart from old Silas and some rotten floorboards, there's nothing to worry about.
Could he be a problem?
Strictly speaking, he ain't dangerous. But since the tragedy, he's been a little touched. Though, he's a remarkably sturdy man, given his age. A true force of nature.
A sad old man doesn't worry me.
Gee, if you don't want to listen to my advice, we might as well go. Right?
Adventure!
You won't get me to believe that it looked any better 3 months ago.
It's a very old building, you know? Its foundations would probably date from the arrival of the first settlers.
It's got nothing to do with Charles Hawkins' debts.
Ha! You've already begun to nose around, it would seem.
I'm a detective.
So, since you already know it, the Hawkins family couldn't afford the upkeep of this house. It remains to be seen what they did with all their money. I wager it was Charles Hawkins' travels. Let's go up there. Unless you still have questions.
You're the one who looked after the Hawkins case.
Don't think I was trying to hide it. It's just that this discovery shakes my convictions.
That's why you're so keen to find out who removed the painting from the mansion.
Yes. If something escaped us, or if there's been a law enforcement error, then it's up to the police to make good its mistake. Anything else?
Nope, let's get it.
Night falls quickly here, and I want to be able to see when we arrive.
I'll go with you, if only to reassure Silas.
Why not? You can help.
Right. Let's go.
Immediately deviate from the path.
Bradley was right. This place is much older than I imagined.
That was ominous.
The flowers on Sarah Hawkins' grave are fresh. Someone must really hate Charles Hawkins.
I told you. Silas Winchester is still watching over the Hawkins family.
I must say, it's pretty gloomy.
So, Detective, does this place inspire any thoughts?
Do you know if Charles Hawkins had any enemies?
Not to our knowledge. He was a well-respected personality on the island. I don't understand. Silas would never have let such a thing happen.
Why were they buried here?
I was given to believe that it was Charles Hawkins' wish.
Strange idea. I imagine Webster wasn't too pleased.
Mrs. Hawkins' father? It's said that he's devastated.
Let's go to the mansion.
Nope, still exploring.
Please give me a minute. I didn't expect to set foot back here after the burial. What kind of deranged individual would
Poor
find
kid.
this sanctuary and steal a burnt painting? I don't see Silas doing such a thing, let alone allowing it.
So the problem with me playing games like this, I am a loot goblin.
This entrance is still in use.
I explore everything all the time.
Whoa!
Whoa!
You were trying to force the door, you nosy prick!
Easy, sir, all right? Put down the axe.
You know what we do with rubble like you? We gut them. Dump them into the ocean.
Whoa! You're Mr. Winchester. Lower that axe. Let's talk calmly.
I'll show you how we have it out on Darkwater.
Oh. Grab his axe.
Give me that. Control yourself, old man.
You've got guts, you little bastard.
You and I have got some talking to do.
Understood. I'm listening.
The police report describes a domestic accident, but Stephen Webster has several reasons to believe that this may not be the case.
Webster is as stubborn as an old mule. And I did tell him that we should let the dead rest in peace.
He wants to restore the reputation of his daughter. I just need to see where the fire started.
No, I can't let you in. The mansion isn't safe.
That's why you barricaded the entrance.
That's right.
And this door?
It's locked, and I make sure it stays that way.
No one lives in the mansion, and you don't take care of it anymore. If you have a good reason to be here, I'm listening.
There's vermin. I keep an eye out.
Vermin.
Yeah, that's it, vermin.
Right. This is what we're going to do. I go inside, and I promise that I'll hunt vermin. Okay with you?
I'm not sure.
If there's nothing else to fear, you can give me that key.
Right. Take the key and do what you have to do.
Yeah.
Go on, then. Just to get rid of you.
Let's see what more I can learn from this mansion.
Nailed it.
Pierce, shall we enter? Now that you've finished your fun and games with Silas, we can perhaps inspect the mansion.
You're right. Let's go.
What now?
Let's take a look inside.
I'm with you. Follow me. I know the place.
I don't know. You weren't
left
there when
his
I needed
light
you with
on.
Silas. Alright, one more and we upgrade strength again. Well, that's why you're getting rats, dude. There's still food here.
The Last Supper of the Hawkins. What does this tell me?
Avert your eyes.
Deploying flashbang.
It's so bad. It's so bright.
What kind of meat is this?
Meat.
This place is for the head of the family, Charles Hawkins. The boy was probably here, smashed his plate on the floor. Sarah Hawkins' plate. Why did she leave it untouched? Something happened at this table. An argument?
Avert your eyes. It's so bright.
Here. Daydreaming again?
Working, officer. This dinner table tells us a lot about the Hawkins family life.
Well, we don't have all day. The scene of the fire is next door.
Let's see
Silas
if I can
managed to
find
bring the
something the
fire under
cops
control,
missed.
but it was already too late for the Hawkins.
My eyes!
Did it stop at the time of the fire? Did Sarah Hawkins lose one of her shoes? How? They had a fight. Why? Was Charles Hawkins a heavy drinker?
We know he was a drinker. He had a huge tab at the bar.
The child's corpse left a trace. Where are the others?
I don't see any other burn marks. Well, there's a painting.
If the painting I found on the docks really came from here, how come it didn't burn?
Magic. Because of Cthulu!
Did someone escape the fire? Blood. This lamp was thrown. This was no accident. This was a fight. Someone fell here. A desperate attempt to flee. And the boy.
So, Detective, what do you make of it?
Do we insult him? No, we don't. The fire
I
wasn't
firmly
just an
believe
accident.
this fire was more than just an accident.
What's your theory?
So it looks like there was more people, because there was Charles and Sarah fighting over here. There was somebody already on the table, and then the kid was here, and somebody ran out.
I think the Hawkins couple got into a fight.
You sure of that?
There's only one way to be sure.
Cool. Now we go get our strength. We gotta get strong. Yeah. Big strong man.
I just ask that you don't disturb anything. If Chief West found out about what we're doing, I'd be in serious trouble.
Well, I'm gonna look around anyway.
Was Charles Hawkins some kind of explorer?
Charles Hawkins poses like an explorer in front of exotic ruins. It is common knowledge that he wasted away his fortune on expensive trips. What was he looking for? Actually, I wanted to look at the back of it. Fuck.
Charles and Sarah's wedding was painted by Sarah herself. This door is locked.
Rat. I gotta find a lot of medicine books.
These bandages are covered in dried blood. But whose? The lyrics of the drunken sailor, a sea shanty. An original edition of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, dated 1818. This door is blocked from the outside.
Loot Goblin. The hell was that?
This piano is in disrepair. Looks like the Hawkins kept it more for decoration than for music.
Hot.
A book on the first inhabitants of the island. It seems they got here around the 14th century. What do you know about Charles Hawkins' activities?
Well, not much, to be honest. We all assumed the Hawkins lived on Charles's inheritance.
Okay, so we know Charles liked to explore.
One of Sarah Hawkins' paintings. Her style sure is recognizable.
Well, that's neat.
20,000 leagues under the sea. Another story about the mysteries of the deep.
Hey, baby. Do you want a library like this one day? Not just one floor, but a whole other floor. Library. Hey, a lamp. It's green too. Oh, look. A whole second room of 2 floors.
What could Sarah have done to make this person threaten to call the police?
Dear sir, as you know, I have always held you and your family in high respect. Unfortunately, I can no longer continue to close my eyes on the behavior of your wife. Last week, she again terrified my clientele. I know that she means no harm, but you should place her in the care of Dr. Fuller. He alone seems to be able to make her come to her senses. If these disturbances were to recur, believe me that, although it would feel like torture, I would be obliged to involve the police. Respectfully yours, Anton Willard. Hot. These guys have bookcases everywhere.
Locked.
This one's open.
The boys' room.
Yeah. Cover your eyes.
A child's fort. From what threat was Simon protecting his world? Tom Sawyer. Mark Twain. Sarah must have read it to him before bed.
That's not spooky.
Sleeping pills. Strong for an 11-year-old boy. What was wrong with this family? What nightmarish vision could have inspired them? Simon's troubles went beyond family problems. That kid saw something. Something terrified him.
Flashbang.
What will her room reveal about her?
Well, it is dark in here. Hey, nailed it.
Perfect.
Ooh.
Was Sarah Hawkins interested in the occult? Looks like a revocation ritual. Was she trying to invoke something or banish it? This ledger lists all of the paintings Sarah Hawkins sold.
Just making money.
It seems the last one was given for free to a Francis Sanders. I wonder why.
He's got a runny nose. Because he's melting. And this is what Marco's face looks like hearing my jokes.
Locked.
You're on the inside. Unlock it. Oh, actually, no, that's the old. That's the old kind of key. Never mind. I'll shut up. You're the detective. I'll shut the fuck up.
Bradley?
Hey,
Is that you?
Bradley. Bradley!
Is anyone there?
It me.
You! Stop! Bradley, did you see which way he went?
Who? I didn't see anyone. I just heard some noise. Are you all right?
A man was hiding on the upper level. He ran when he saw me. He can't be far.
I'll cover you.
Oh, cool.
This door was closed earlier. Where did he go? It looks like an old Seaway map.
Somebody has added the coordinates, or added coordinates to this old sea map. They make up a journey. Okay. Not uncommon for a seafaring island. Oh, cool.
Clearly, Charles Hawkins knew Captain Fitzroy very well.
In the photograph, Charles Hawkins and Captain Fitzroy are posing with a third man. They seem very close.
I wonder who the man with the glasses is in the
Do
photograph.
you really think that your fugitive came in
Probably
here?
another friend of Hawkins.
I don't see any way out.
It looks like a freehand map of Darkwater. Certain areas have been highlighted. I wonder why. This panel is movable.
Aha!
Cogwheels. They must be linked to an opening mechanism. Probably a secret passage. I must find a way to activate the opening mechanism.
I think we're kind of strong. We could probably force it.
Great. I managed to force the gears.
Yeah!
Looks like I've triggered something. The Scylla.
Well done, Pierce.
It's the boat that was stranded at the entrance to the harbor. As if the bookcase has been moved several times.
Actually, hang on. I wanted to explore a little bit more.
Seems like this came from a log.
May 24th, 1847, Darkwater Island. We sailed north all morning. Captain Hamilton is confident. He says that we'll beat the Orpheus this season. May God be merciful. May 30th, 1847. I preferred it when the whales disappeared without trace. With these carcasses, we can no longer ignore their sad fate. What is eating these huge beasts? I told Hamilton that it was a bad omen. He doesn't care. 1st of June, 1847. We dropped anchor near a village. The inhabitants say that the waters are red with the blood of their sacred beasts, and to follow them is to defy the gods. I told them that I only fear God Almighty, but in the loneliness of this hold, I'm scared. I am scared. Shit is going bad. Things are happening. I don't understand it. I am scared. 4th of June, 1847. We have sighted a huge whale in the distance. Its size seemed to be beyond anything known to man. It sends out an infernal song. Hamilton wants it. 23rd of June, 1847. We've caught it. It's the most grotesque whale I've ever laid eyes upon. It will go into memory as the biggest catch ever. Men have died, but we have gained glory. This day will be celebrated for years to come. 29th, 1847. Darkwater. We have beaten Orpheus, returned with the empty holds. The Scylla and Hamilton are our only memories.
There must be a link with the Seaway map. Looks like the navigational paths described in the log.
Okay, I'm missing something else because that thing is still green.
They look like Celtic runes. Charles must have brought them back from one of his foreign trips.
Hope this doesn't like progress the story. I still wanted to search the